It is TSL Polt. He is in the blue trunks, and he is playing Terran to the south.
Well, I guess we can go through the same discussion once again.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like,
let's just
did
pretend
you
they
know
forgot.
about Close by Air? Did you know this was a 2-player map? Well, actually, no, it's a 4-player map. But
Really?
in the tournament system, it is a 2-player.
That's incredible. Tell me more.
Did you know the Overlord's going past the karaoke?
Yes, I do. And funnily enough, Overlords are not great singers, which they can hold their breath for a very long time. They're flying bagpipes, but sadly, just like bagpipes, they don't necessarily sound so great. So actually, that's a perfect fit for a karaoke bar, if they could get through the door.
It kind of looks like the Overlord has like a headset on, if you look at it really close.
You think it's soundproof?
I don't know, it's like a really slow song. It's like boof, boof.
Do you think it listens to dubstep?
No.
It looks like it does, honestly. Like, if I were to put a sound effect to the slow pulsing movement of this Overlord, it would probably be wub, wub, wub.
Really? I'd say jazz.
Jazz Overlords, yes.
Jazz Overlords are pretty cool. They're not, don't worry, TotalBiscuit. They're not applauding us, they just looked at the minimap and saw a 2-Rex, don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. All right, TSL Polt, what's he up to? 2-Rex and a fast expansion here from Stefano. So, a nice aggressive opening here. Stefano has also not scouted it either, so it's an uncharacteristic error perhaps, but Stefano is pretty good against defending any early aggression usually.
And, you know, the Overlord goes in and sees there's no gas, so he already knows the 2 options available here. It's going to be that 1 barracks expansion or 2 barracks. And Stefano hasn't taken a lot of greed here. You know, he's got a regular hatchery down, he's got a regular spawning port also, and the barracks has been lifted up and planted on the low ground, which was actually spotted by the drone on the Zelnoga tower. So that was a move by Stefano, which isn't usually done. Nobody keeps a drone on the Zelnoga tower, it's always waiting for the link. So Stefano actually gets a bit of a heads up for this early aggression.
Yep, and Polt's got this amazing dancing micro with SCVs most of the time. And unfortunately, that bunker has now been dealt with. But there are a couple of Marines he needs to deal with. He also brought along a second SCV. Very smart here. A ton of mining time being wasted. But of course, the fact that he went 2-Racks is also a little unpleasant. And actually, the drone's out DPS, and that didn't even get cancelled.
And 8 lings are about to pop out too. So Stefano just goes back to mining. He doesn't want to take too much loss in mining time. 8 lings will be able to come out and deal with this. Even if he tries to attempt a second bunker, there's 3 Marines, and 8 lings easily beat the 3 Marines, but they are in a nice position here.
Yeah,
and that
really
is going to get more difficult.
Yep, he really does
he's
try
taking too many hits from these Marines.
Yeah, that was actually uncharacteristically sloppy there. He did want to take out the SCV immediately to make sure the bunker pressure couldn't possibly happen.
Another SCV has been brought out though, and Polt is going to sit happily under there, and I'm surprised we haven't seen a spine crawler come from Stefano just to make sure this doesn't work, but he's building 12 lings and just wants to shut it all down no matter what happens. But where is the SCV? It's now just coming up, but he's going to go before it even gets there.
Oh, that's a nice move by Polt. He's actually got visibility on the top there, using the position of that bunker to get into the corner. Stefano's bleeding a lot of lings out here in order to make this end, but he has, for the most part, shut it down. And wow, that Marine actually still alive on the high ground. Very impressive. The cancellation comes in. Stefano throws that one back, but this Marine is just going to have fun times here.
Yeah, that's an awesome Marine, and the Queen's like, should I go for it? And
it's a 1 HP, it's got no legs, it's got 1 arm, it's holding the gun in its teeth, and it's still firing. It's amazing. Finally, it does die. What a hero.
Medal! And that's, actually look at it. A couple more barracks have been thrown down here by Polt, and Stefano deals with it fine. He doesn't take too much damage from it in terms of resources lost. It's pretty much equal, especially with these Marines going down in the center and a third one as well, just below it, and Stefano will chase it down. And both of the guys have kind of don't have any tech because of it. They don't have gas now just doing it, but there is a third and fourth barracks thrown down, so we are going to be seeing quite a lot of early aggression on the ground coming out from Polt. And he will be able to expand shortly just because he has so many barracks, and he's going to be able to move down at a much more faster pace than he would do with just 2.
Yeah, definitely. Even on a large open natural like that, as long as you've got that number of units, you should be absolutely fine to defend. And Stefano's managed to make 10. If he actually makes his way through the supply depot, that would be crazy. Oh, it goes down! Well, that's unexpected. Admittedly, there's Marines to stop it, but look at that. Look at all the information he just gained. He just saw all of those barracks. That should not have happened.
Well, that's a mistake.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, that's a pretty stupid mistake, really, from Polt, which shouldn't be happening in the grand final, of course. And Stefano takes full advantage of it and sees everything, sees the double gas as well. So now he can put the story building together and can say, well, you have gas, you have 4 barracks, you're clearly not going to rush for a factory or anything. You're going to be attacking me with a lot of ground units, as we see Tech Lab and then the double reactors being added on. So he's just going to produce a lot of units. And against this style, Stefano probably won't even go for his double evolution chamber. He'll probably just throw down an earlier Baneling Nest and just work extra hard on his creep spread, and he should be perfectly fine. And that is all because of Polt letting that supply depot go down.
Which is why you don't let Lings blow up supply depots like that. It is kind of confusing. I suppose Polt just wanted to just repair it with the bare minimum, but he underestimated the amount of damage those Lings could have done there, I suppose, or overestimated the resilience of those supply depots. And that is a blunder, and guess what's coming? It is a Baneling Nest as predicted.
And Stefano taking things into his own hands now, and it looks like Stefano's just going to go for a very, I mean, he obviously can defend, but that's a little bit too much to defend, Stefano, don't worry. So he's going to be going for a big bust. The thing is, at the same time as we read the game there, he knows that the factory is very delayed, therefore tanks are delayed, therefore medivacs are delayed, and there's only ground units. So what Stefano's going to try and do now is once again bust through onto the natural, and if he catches Polt out of position, which Polt is very much so out of right now, that could be actually game over, because those units have to be behind supply depots, they have to be behind bunkers, and Polt has no idea what Stefano is doing here. He does have the Zelnaga tower, but if Stefano goes the long way around, Banelings are already being morphed on the third base area of Polt, and Stefano could actually, oh my god, he's got so many links, he could just kill everything in the middle.
It's going to be annihilated. It's on creep as well. A complete surround there. It tears his way through the Marine count. There is a second army behind that, and still these Banelings, sneaky, sneaky. There is very little there to stop them.
And he gets a decent surround there on the center of the map, and Stefano's going to crush everything. And Banelings, TotalBiscuit, Banelings.
Surprise! And Polt's going to do something about that. If anyone can defend that, it's got to be Polt. Polt's splitting and his reaction times, target fire are all amazing. But he's now going to contend with that. More links streaming across the map, and the majority of his army was crushed. Oh my, he's not messing around.
Yeah, he could actually, with that amount of Banelings, just blow up the command center. You know, but he'll be hitting the supply depots and bunkers, and then streaming in with links. The unit tab, because he lost so many Marines, he's at 10. 14 Marines now, 2 medivacs are making, they will help out, but they are so far away.
Oh, here comes the surround, crashes right through. Banelings from the north, Banelings from the south. Target fire is coming in here from Polt, but he can't micro, he's completely surrounded. Here come the Banelings, a good detonation right there. There's more coming in. We need to see this Polt splitting action. No, Polt! Oh no! Wow.
Well, he's very much so focused on the Marines and medivacs and took a big loss. He's lost 19 SCVs so far. Stefano's moving around so patiently with these Banelings, looking for the correct detonation on a good amount, but oh my god, here come the reinforcements again. Stefano behind this is just building nothing but units, and again, Polt, how many times, TotalBiscuit, in day 2 have we seen Polt put himself in this situation so many times? And will he be able to defend against it once again? Will he be able to continue that splitting? He is building more and more units. Stim is near completion, but this time around, Stefano is building drones now. He has Banelings, he has a decent amount of creep around the natural area, but nothing defending that third base. Stefano is a little bit scared about being dropped in the main base as he moves the spine crawl there and has Lings there also, but Polt is going from the ground.
Yes, he is. A good, solid idea as well. If he can start to apply pressure to the third, Polt is the guy that can come back from that damage. It wasn't as grim as it looked. It's pretty damn grim, but not as grim as it looked. He has got 30 workers back. He didn't lose everything, and he does have a reasonably sized army. He's going to start making his way across. He actually has the supply lead. We had a big investment there by Stefano to make that attack. He certainly did the damage. It was probably worthwhile, but Stim right there, and this has got to be on creep. That is going to get messy, and just choosing not to use his Banelings, wants to just use the Lings, doesn't want to waste them. Unfortunately, he almost loses that Queen in the process, and will the Lings be enough? Is he going to have to invest those Banelings? The Queen goes down, and Polt's actually going to make his way into the main here, and has a good position, but the Banelings kind of nullify that position. Crushed right there against that, and that is the one time when positional play from Polt is simply not going to work.
And that was a kind of half, I was like, no. It was kind of a bit of both, because he did escape in a very nice maneuver, but only got half of the actual Marines there.
True.
But it still was good. And the thing is that caused a lot of units to be made from Stefano. Stefano only at 41 drones. Polt's at 36 SCVs and mules. Polt has a higher supply count. How does he do it, TotalBiscuit? Every single game.
Perfect macro is the simple answer to that. He never misses the SCVs. He never misses the mules. He's on top of his macro all the time. Nice little trap sprung by Stefano just to kill off a couple more units and not really losing anything himself there. Plenty of banelings available, but Polt is forcing an overcommitment. This is the kind of time where Stefano could get so far ahead economically. He's got 3 fully functional bases, but Polt applies the pressure to allow him to macro himself and forces units out. Here come the banelings once again, and the splitting from Polt is, as always, absolutely fantastic when not surrounded by Zerglings.
Yeah, there's just too many lings there that time around, and he loses a big chunk of his army. Does have a tank with siege mode available on the higher ground, but Stefano's going to take the opportunity to drone to where he feels comfortable because he's only at 41 drones, builds 11 immediately, and will just rush up to 3 base saturation, which is, as mentioned so many times this weekend, that key point of 65, 70 drones. But here, Polt is in a very defensive stance. The problem for Polt is he doesn't have a 3rd base. He doesn't have upgrades. He's only just now building an engineering bay. So despite having the supply lead, Stefano is working on 2-2, and that's the first engineering bay in this game.
Yeah, we go right back to the same old problem that Polt managed to solve in game 2, but this is not his fault. So he's been under so much pressure, he's taken so much damage that upgrades, they kind of tend to slip to the back of the priority list if that starts to happen. And Stefano can take full advantage of that. +1 starts, while +2 already has a lead. And that's not even +1 armor either. So Lings are going to do ridiculous damage.
Polt is cutting his SCV line right now, throwing all of his resource into attacking units for this push. Does begin the SCVs behind it, and will probably want to expand as well shortly. But this little attack here, he threw a lot of dedication into it, and he's in a very nice position against Ling and Bailings. Will he be able to hold this position? 3 tanks.
Macro Hatch starts to take damage. Yeah, the Ling flank is coming around the side. Yeah, I think he's got the numbers for it. He goes for it, and crashing through, and Polt being attacked from 2 sides couldn't out-micro that, but Polt remains alive. However, the base is currently defended. Queen goes down, but look at that, a really large pickup from Polt, going to drop directly on top of that. What's the baneling count? There actually aren't any. Stefano has just straight up run out of units. He's going to have to wait for those Lings to pop, and in the meantime could take some more damage to his economy.
The Lings from the main base get demolished immediately. Oh my god, he kills the 1 tank. He's not going to get the 2nd in Marines.
No, he's not. No, he is not. Polt did very well there, but baneling speed is now complete, and he does at least have a few, but the target fire is good. He's only got 4 banelings. He's got to make those count, and he hasn't done so just yet. Target fire from the tanks. There's only 2 banelings remaining. Polt's counter-attack is proving to be extremely effective.
Indeed, and tanks are just coming, and medivacs as well, to reinforce this area, and a macro hatch will go down, which will slow Stefano down. But the thing is, 2 upgrades are about to kick in for Stefano, so he's going to be a lot more efficient against 0-0, and there's a good timing window where there's no upgrades from Polt, but he is working on that +1, as you can see.
Yes, he is, and +2/+2 will kick in, but Polt has a big positional advantage. The tanks there, upgrades don't really matter if tanks are falling on your head, but there's the +2/+2. Stefano takes good damage. Actually, a little bit of indecision there by Stefano that I don't really like, and it caused him to take more damage. He does finally get the cleanup on there, but there's still this force at the top, which is proving to be an absolute nightmare.
And 32 more Lings are in production. He's going to take a lot of drone losses in the main base, though.
Oh, man, yeah, that's really nasty. Is it enough Lings to clean it up? They are +2/+2 and no armor upgrades. They do a lot of damage, but the numbers aren't quite there. He's going in small squads, which is terrible when there are 3 medevacs available.
Indeed, and he does got the majority of that line. He's going to be able to clean it up eventually, though, and Stefano is trying to grab this game and just hold it because he is being just driven all over the place. And I'm looking at the command center being lifted from Polt here to the middle, and that's how much money he invested into this push. He hasn't even got a 3rd command center. This is his main going all the way over, and he's just going to continue to reinforce. He's not really looking to play long. He's looking to end it now, and Marines killing a queen in the main base, doing more damage, and if he continues to reinforce, will he be able to topple Stefano, or will Stefano be able to muster enough units to push this away?
Yeah, if he can, the upgrade advantage will play so heavily in his favor. The only reason it took him that long to clean that up is because he went in small groups. Polt forced him into that position, but the Ling count is about to be around 70, and 14 banelings are coming in as well. But in the meantime, Polt will continue to hammer on this main.
Oh, and Lings do die there. The income right now, 1,600 versus 800. That middle base, though, is getting established. It will rise a little bit more, and this is getting tense. The medevac count is very important here. Is it 7? And 2 tanks at a time now are being reinforced to this location. Stefano going for the kill, though. Does he have enough? 2-2?
I think he probably does by the looks of it. It's 2-2. They will shred this, but the splitting from Polt is absolutely exceptional once again.
But he doesn't have enough to unsiege and move forward here. That's the problem here for Polt. And oh, Stefano's taking a counterattack to the middle, and this could be the decisive move here to really slow Polt down or even bring him back.
The mineral line is going to get shredded. Polt isn't even reacting to this. His entire mineral line is getting gutted. He's too busy with the drop here. That was absolutely devastating to the economy of TSL Polt. They think, oh, it's just one base, but this is starting to get mined out, and his main is already mined.
And it looks like Polt is killing drones equally in the main base. He will be able to pick up and leave, so blows traded here. 33 workers for Polt, 41 for Stefano, but he does have mules, so he's still okay. He still has a supply advantage. Economic situation, there's about 400 to 500 minerals more coming in for Stefano, but every single army and engagement is in favor for Polt, and an attack again, including a Baneling.
Nicely done, cleans that up once again. The thing to consider is Polt's putting on so much pressure that drones can't be built. It's as simple as that. A lot of links coming in now. The position of the tanks is absolutely divine, but it's not enough to deal with that many links. He runs over the tanks quite nicely, and there's a couple in the base that should be cleaned up. Still more damage being done. All Stefano needs is an opportunity to get a round of drones in, and his superior base count will really help him out here. Polt has not attacked those bases
But there's only one Baneling left. It doesn't matter how many Lings you have in this position and that many medivacs. Polt can easily take a fight against Lings. The Baneling is gone now. No, actually he's still there, but it's in red health. But once again, Polt advancing even closer, and he's in such a good position.
He's morphing in 9 more. The Baneling goes in and connects, and there are 9 more Banelings now rolling down, but they're being target fired incredibly well. Oh, this is getting so incredibly tense. Polt continues the aggression onto the natural, just piling the pressure on.
And the income now is slowing down for Stefano, losing drones on that natural as well. That tank is killing everything that comes down from the main base, and another tank is coming to help it out. Stefano knows the importance of those 2 tanks, and that is a really big win for Stefano, killing those.
Yeah, he overruns them nicely. If he just needs breathing room, he's not going to get it with Lings with that many medifacts. I mean, actually, the energy's gone. He can do it. He can get the cleanup, but he forces Polt to leave. Finally, he gets just a moment to breathe. And I mean a moment, because it's right back on. Polt refusing to give in. And I know some people like to say, can we have a look at Polt's base, please? No, look at all this death.
2-2 about to finish for Polt, though, so this advantage from Stefano in terms of upgrades will be lost shortly. And again, Polt holds this position, and now 2-2 finishes. 2-2 has finished now. The medivac still remains so incredibly high, and I don't think Stefano's going to be able to keep up now.
I really don't think so. He's not got the army for it anymore. Polt has ground him down. Every time you put Polt in the corner, he just flies out of there. Claws, teeth, samurai swords, whatever the hell he wants. He's wielding them in all 4 paws. It's crazy. And it's enough to break through. The Baneling nest is gone. Stefano's got 35 drones. He still has 2 mining bases, but he can't build anything.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. As a Zerg player, what can you build at this point? Oh, wait, you don't have a spawning pool or any other production facilities, and oh my god, that's it. This is only the Lings, and this gives so much time for Polt to getting better locations, to kill hatcheries. I think Polt's got this game now.
I really do.
He is
40 supply.
Stefano down.
97. All the lava's not being spent, because what are you going to build? Drones? That's all you can do when you've lost all your production. And now the 3rd base going down. Another base has been established. Stefano will pull back. The question is, where did he build them? Right in the path of the Marines. The production facility is going down. He gets 28 more Lings out. He's got 8 Banelings. But I don't know, 47 Marines, and the upgrade advantage has disappeared. I think Polt's got this.
Oh no, Polt loses a big chunk of Marines. Oh my god, loses absolutely everything. Only 3 Marines survive there. There is reinforcements, but that was a big loss he wasn't meant to take there. But there's still so much more in terms of reinforcements. Stefano finally finishes up with the... Oh wait, the spawning pool, no. Was that on the 3rd base there? I didn't even realize it, because it's still in construction. And there's only Banelings able to be morphed, but no longer, because the Baneling nest is actually still alive on the natural. A counterattack to the base, but Stefano says...
He ain't happy.